That's from like what, dumbbell snatching?
Nah, that's from like just snatching in general, snatching and cleaning. That's what I was
I'm
talking
trying to
about the other
figure out
day when I
how
was,
you did that.
because like on my other hand, my callus is right here,
I guess that's why people put the
but that, and it just splits open.
some people put the tape. I'm gonna find my camera. They put the tape and don't wrap the ends of their thumbs, which is the only part that gets me on a hook grip is the end of my thumbs. And I see them wrap their thumb, but they don't actually hit the tip. Do you wrap your tip? Like that you wrap your tip, right?
I
I'm pretty sure you do the whole thing. You just don't
well,
like
I
to
don't,
let
I
it
don't,
hang.
I don't try to give myself any like leftovers at the end.
Yeah. I'm talking about these people like their thumbnail is out. Like they
Yeah,
just wrap this part,
I don't do that because
which
I'm
I don't
I
understand that.
grip a hold of my fingernail pretty much or my thumbnail.
The only problem I have is like my tip. I think, yeah, my tips, like this piece of my thumb, and then like if you do like a dumbbell or anything like that, it's like eating me up right here.
Yeah, because I when I did hook grip without tape, I remember pulling the skin off the very end of very bottom of my fingernail, and I decided it was probably time to start taping it.
It definitely
I had,
ouchies.
I got worried that my thumb was gonna fall off. So
You thought it was just gonna fall off, bro.
well, my thumbnail, I should say, not my thumb.
Yes, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
See, I
thumbnail.
have this problem on Facebook where I'm just like trying to find the chat.
Dude, my calves and shins are just
How many days in a row did you run? Just three?
three.
Seems like a lot.
But the first two wasn't bad because I was running like 11, 12 minute paces.
I don't know why you would run more than ever in a row. I never would have encouraged you to do more than the one day in a row, dude.
Well, it was only gonna be one day in a row, but you told me to come run,
And then I told you to run again. I
and
encouraged you to run again.
uh,
It's like, dude, just run again, bro.
I'm not gonna sit here and let you decide that you want to run as much as I want to run this month, and then try to beat me. So
Well,
that's just
see if
not
you
gonna
can
happen.
find. Let's see. See if you can find the chat on Facebook and monitor it. It's just
I didn't
if we're
consent to
even
this.
live, Facebook is hard to. We're live. I see our stream.
I didn't consent to this.
You could send by logging on. We're live every time on Facebook and YouTube. Live streams just make it a little more interesting. And now I'm like lost. It makes it interesting right here too because I'm like trying to find where where you're. There you are. Found you. Technology. Facebook's weird because we don't have a. You don't log into Facebook with like the put work in podcast email. You log in with yours, so I have to go to a different tab to do that because this tab, Google Chrome's pretty cool because you could log into a tab and it has all your stuff just in there. You use Google Chrome. You probably use like DuckDuckGo.
I
No,
only
you
use actually it's not even Google Chrome anymore. I don't know what this is. Oh, some kind of secure browser for this
Firefox.
stuff. We are not live on Facebook. which I'm okay with.
There we are on YouTube. It's Inception, bro. It looks pretty good. So, if anybody's watching currently or listening in the future,
At
we
some point in time.
we have a guest coming on today. Hope maybe, and we may have Roger on here for an update. Maybe like a quick little update if he has time. He is hiking. He's hiking what the Appalachian Trail. Where's he at? You remember? It's like Maryland or West
I was
Virginia.
trying to remember. I know it was, through some,
Trees and woods, mountains,
yeah, on some rocks somewhere
some big hills.
in a vehicle to get there.
Oh yeah, he's driving to get there, and then
And then he's walking when he's there, but walking on a trail with a backpack on, so that's a different kind of walking. And so I got my fishing rod in finally,
there you go.
but I
You gonna
think
start eating fish every
I
day.
think it was broken as well as the first one, but I kept it anyway.
Wow.
Well, it wasn't broken like the first one. My one pole turned into two by the time I got in.
Here we go.
Oh,
I'm figuring something out. So you ran 3 days in a row, and now you're gonna take the next 3 weeks off.
no, just today, which was yesterday, but yesterday was not today, but it's my today.
So you what?
It's crazy how yesterday and today.
I was like, you're not gonna explain this.
It's crazy how yesterday, or my today is yesterday and today, but today is also tomorrow.
Oh, I get it because you're on the night shift, so
Yeah.
it's just confusing.
So, yeah, yesterday was today, but today is also today, but today is also tomorrow. However, tomorrow is also today and tomorrow. So,
Yeah, that's definitely confusing. So here you are.
yeah, I'm here today.
Here we are. Today, taking a rest day today.
Jarvis about to be hopping in a couple minutes.
Sweet. I'm gonna be working on this situation here.
I do not believe we're live on Facebook, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let's just not worry about it.
Hey, you posted a memory 16 minutes ago. Dang, 8 years ago. That's crazy.
Usually it just goes right up.
I don't know why this thing tells me random post.
What's it showing you now?
What?
What memory? Are you talking about the what does it show you? Like what are you talking about? It shows you what random what shows you what random like
I just
you
get
just
I get
left that very
notifications
unclear.
on Facebook from just random things. Like I'll have people I haven't talked to in years just share the post, and it come with my notifications. And I'm just like concerned. It's about time for our halfway point checkup on our goals this year, man.
for the
I
podcast.
think I told you that yesterday. Well, not yesterday, last week or so.
For the podcast,
Yeah. Well, not podcast goals, but
we never.
our fitness goals.
Oh yeah, we need. I mean, we can go into that now, but just give me a minute, because I'm trying to figure something out here.
So you know what? I guess I'll kind of preface since we're waiting on somebody. Uh, we got
Yeah, go into it, dude.
we got a good friend of ours gonna be hopping on.
There we
Name's
go.
Jarvis Smith. He's a police officer slash fitness nerd slash
Super.
the guy you don't want to run away from if you're a criminal.
Yeah, there's no running. There's no running, bro. He's like one of those memes that pop up and like they're like, just arrest me now. Like
It's
there's
like
no use in running.
it's the kind of guy like you look at and you're like, he looks like a cop.
Or you see those videos of those huge bodybuilders? They're just sprinting. This is
No,
like
usually
this is like
bodybuilders
him.
don't sprint.
Yeah, that's all they do is sprint. They're not capable of anything less than a sprint. An actual sprint, like
Dude, them sprints I did the other day were
those were
smoking.
just intervals. They're not sprints.
They were interval sprints.
Okay. Bodybuild. I'm gonna look up bodybuilders doing sprints.
Yeah, he goes to our gym. I don't know how long I've known him. Probably a couple years, maybe 3 years or so now. He'd be doing some crazy things. He'll be
we'll get into all that with him. Try to figure him out. Figure out how he got to where he's at.
We'll get his opinion on law enforcement.
I don't even know if he knows he's a super cop, or we call him Vision, or if he's just a gym legend. All right, watch this, bro. I'm gonna stream this. I'm gonna share you with this. Can you see it? Yeah. Yeah, you see it. All right, I'm gonna play this. This is. I just imagine this is what he's gonna look like chasing down a criminal. Bro, just getting it, bro. Like, what it just takes his shirt off and everything. That'd be hilarious. Look at me. You don't want to run? Oh, but anyways. Well, so he got back with you. He said he's coming on?
Yeah, he said he was about to check his
All right, well, I guess we don't have to get into our goals if he's about to jump on, or we could just get into them. Actually, I did want to make a video on this on my own YouTube channel, but I like to like reassess my goals like halfway through the year. Really, the goal is just like it's just something you aim for, to get you going and get you a good direction. And I knocked off. I don't even remember what my goals were. The Open, I knocked that goal off. There was another goal I think I knocked off. And so I'm super happy with my progress so far. Yeah, it is June, so it's like halfway through the year. But I think I'm going to rechange. I think I said I wanted to squat 410 leaner than I did before. Technically, if I have more muscle, I might be leaner. But I think I also said I wanted to do it to depth. So that's probably when I'm gonna.
That's hard for you.
Like I don't want it to be questionable.
Much of a depth squat.
Yeah, I like to squat the other direction.
Yeah, you like to squat up
above my head. So, bro, I did that 345. What'd you do 345 for that one time? Was it 345? I can never remember the right numbers.
It was 345 for 9.
For 9? Okay, that was when you were hitting them. Like that was your prime.
Yeah.
So I hit 345 for 5, and going into it, I was like, I'm gonna die. But then I was doing it, and I was like, I watched the video. Even when I was doing it, I was like, I could do 2 more right now. So I I think I could, if I think I can do 2 more in the middle of a squat, I could probably do at least 3 because squats always feel way harder. So I looked up on the 1 rep max calculator and it was like, let me pull it up so I can remember correctly. Obviously, these aren't uh, super precise because everybody's different. But 345 for, let's just say I did it for 3 more reps. Squat 428 would be my 1 rep max on that calculator. But I did compare it to a couple other numbers, and it was pretty much dead on to some of my old rep maxes. But I know I'm not I'm not hitting that right now. Just rep wise, I have the potential to hit that if I was to actually get used to lifting heavier weight. With that heavy weight, man. Here's the thing I've been dealing with. The first rep always feels funky, and like my back is gonna break. But then I figure out the groove, the hit, and like the reps 2 through 4 feel great. So that's the problem with a 1 rep max. Is just the first rep. Maybe if I could like skip the first rep of a 1 rep max, I could PR.
What?
I said if I could skip the first rep of a 1 rep max, I could PR my 1 rep max.
You know, I'm sure you could, man. Because then it wouldn't be a 1 rep max. It would be like a max 1 rep or something.
All I'd have to do is just load up the bar. Wouldn't even have to do it.
Hey, resend the link to them.
All right. Where's my producer at behind the scenes? Let's see. Resend the link. Make sure I got it right. Got it tight. Got it right.
I actually
Right.
want to go over those sprints that I did the other day because they hurted. So, okay, he said he sees it.
Oh, I removed him, so I'm gonna invite him again. He's invited again. So the links on this are always are gonna work as long as I have the studio open.
They were between 122 and 134. And
That's your time. So that's like, let me calculate in my head. 4, like a 440, high 4, not 4. What did you say?
what?
140. Okay, so that's
No,
uh,
134 and a
134
122.
is that'd be like a 620 pace, and a 142 that'd be just what was it, 142? Okay, so it's like
122.
122. Okay, say the whole thing again.
We'll just go by 122.
Okay, so that's 8 seconds times 4 is 32. That's 530 pace. You did that what? How many times?
I did 122, 123, 128, 130, 131, and 134.
So what did I say that was?
Not in
130,
respective order,
530s,
but
540s. You could hit a 6-minute
that's a
mile, bro.
sub 6. If I can hold that pace for longer than a minute
Don't even hold
22.
that pace. Just go a little slower.
If I just,
You got to
keep
pace a
a
mile.
sub 6 minute pace, I could run a sub 6 mile.
That's pretty much given. Pretty much that's what it is. The hard part about the mile
Is
is
the
you
mile.
have to like run a 200 or a 400, a couple of those in warm up, because you want to warm up very good. You want to be hot and ready to go before you run your mile, and you want to have your paces felt out, because that's one thing about running for time is nailing the paces, and you have to pace right, because it's really easy on a mile or anything like that just to blow it out of the water, because it's going to feel all right for the first 400 meters, and then it hits you and you're like, oh crap, and then your legs stop working You're like, oh crap. That last 400 though is just like, I'm gonna die, basically.
But what if you don't?
You're not going to.
I don't know. My max heart rate, I
You've
think,
never
hit
ran a mile for time.
196. I mean, yeah, I've ran a mile for time. I hit 604.
So that's been how long ago? 2
I
years ago?
couldn't tell you.
You haven't ran a mile for time since I've known you.
I haven't ran a mile for time in a while.
So we're gonna have to do that. Run a mile for time. I have to do a speed session this week. I might just do. What'd you do? 6 400s?
Yeah, rest 2 minutes.
I'm trying to figure out when I want to do it because if I run Monday, Wednesday would be the next best option. Well, Thursday would be a good choice because I don't have anything else that day. But Friday, I have heavy squats, and I'm like, I'm gonna be really sore after doing that. So I really don't want to do it Thursday. Wednesday, I have a lot of deadlifts and like posterior work, so I don't want to pull a hamstring out there. Tuesday is just the day after the other run, so then I have like 3 days before the next run. So
Depending on how tired I am in an hour and a half, determines on whether I go to sleep or I go to church. And if I go to church, then
don't be blaming your
I
fitness
won't be
failures
working
on
out
church.
tonight. So then I'll be. So I won't be working out tomorrow, which is today, but tomorrow for me. But today runs into tomorrow, Wednesday.
Man, what? So we already have a lot of shortable content in this podcast, so we can just end it here and post all a short of every minute of this podcast. Besides when I was looking on Facebook trying to figure that out, which I figured it out. I think we're live on Facebook. Yeah, it says we're
Looks
live.
like it. Can I talk to myself? No, I don't want that. I'm dumb. What is going on?
So that's what I was just talking about, though, is one of the dilemmas with running and squatting and trying to do good at both because they're going to mess each other up. So far, I haven't had an issue, but my longest run has been 3 miles, and they've all been easy runs. So I'm debating whether to keep doing 3 milers or just go ahead and go to 4 miler.
I hope my calves can hold up until tomorrow.
What do you got to do next? Squat?
Yeah, squat and power clean.
I have clean and jerks.
That's technically my day 4, but I added rest in between day 3 and day 4.
Hey, bro, we're doing the same thing tomorrow, but that's today for you. Okay, whatever. So I have clean
tomorrow
and jerks and 5x5 squat tomorrow, Monday, the 12th.
Okay, he said he's getting on. Get ready.
He's getting on.
Hey, what's Grateful Department?
Tell him we're live as soon as.
Or Grateful Debt. I said Department at first. Department.
Where? And then the Department of Gratefulness.
The period was in the wrong spot.
What'd you say?
If it was down a line, it'd be Department. But
it's just depth. Didn't hit depth. I've been hitting mostly depth until it gets heavy.
Every one of my squats is ATG.
Your squats are like touching the ground. I'd like to get into Jarvis's squat. I don't really see him. He either is like super controlled in his squats, like light reps for like tempo, or he's like just like doing like jump squats.
I don't even know if I've ever seen him squat.
Exactly. Have you ever seen him work out?
I've seen him.
It's like Batman.
Go on like all fours on plates that are set up vertically and do push-ups
with 2 fingers. Do you ever see him? You've never seen him.
I've seen him do muscle-ups.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen him and Batman in the same place?
Yeah.
Okay, well that didn't work. Have you ever seen him and Vision in the same place?
Oh. We're about to ask him who made them. There's
Tony
a
Stark.
reason he's so strong, right? But I got the power of the wait.
They were saying
Mind
there's
Stone?
some
Right?
family in Batesville, back in 10, 15 years ago
1700s.
when
Oh,
South Panola was which is the school here, was dominant in football here, like 3 or 4 seasons undefeated. They they were saying those boys were raised on goat milk. So
I
I'm
gotta
trying to get some
centered.
goats. If I can't get big like that, at least my boys will. We got one in the audience, it says. Let's see what that says. How do I pull them out of the audience and get them here?
You've done this multiple times now.
It just pops up usually. Maybe it's still loading. Now, if I could figure out where I am, I lost my tab. I feel so untechnical today. I feel like an old person
We
with
gotta
the
start
remote.
practicing, man.
Son, I need you to come change my channel.
I'm
know how to
tired
work
of
this
this,
here remote.
Grandpa.
That's too dang bad. Oh, man.
That's too dang bad.
That's too dang bad, boy.
But do you know, like, there was some kind of lawsuit against Extend?
For what?
Apparently, it did the opposite of promoting protein synthesis or something. And was actually
Oh, you're
causing you
talking
to
about
lose
like
gains.
the protein
No,
supplement?
the BCAAs.
Oh. How do they know that?
I, I don't know.
How do you know?
My
There's
mom came
like,
in my room and was like, "Do you drink this stuff?" I'm like, I used to. Like, you better stop.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. When you said extend, I thought you were talking about the male performance enhancement supplement.
What?
Like it's like a Viagra.
Oh, I don't.
I was like, what?
Skivation extend.
I currently, all right, BPN. I'm still with you. I had branched out.
Are you gonna pull him in or what?
It hadn't given me the option. I'm gonna. I've branched out into some other supplements. I have the Gorilla Mode pre workout, and I have Jocko Go Mulk. Okay, where's this at? Participant. Let's see. I cut this off, and he'll
He
just
said
hop
he was on.
Oh man. All right, let's see. It says he's in the audience, but it didn't give me any options to mess with him. People. Chat. Dylan is working on it. I'm on. I see him in the chat. Just you and Peyton. Upgrade plan. Okay, we have our own chat, just me and you. That's cool. All right, let's see. Yeah, so that's why you were taking that when you lost all those gains. All right, here's what we need to do. He can see us.
I
Hey,
think
Jarvis. He's in the audience.
I think he needs to request
Tell him
some
to
kind of
hop.
call in or something.
Tell him to hop out. Oh, he can see us. Tell him to hop out and then hop back in. Is there like an option to be a guest or versus the audience. I can't remember. I can't leave. I guess I can leave. But
I'll leave and you figure it out.
go leave and then see what it looks like when you log on. And then there you go. It's just me now. This is the Dill the Young podcast. It's pretty lonely on this side. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday morning. We need a producer. If y'all want to come, if we have anybody that's interested in being our producer, that would be cool. Peyton's in the lobby. Boom, Peyton's in here. There's Peyton. He's back. You have other Riverside opens. You better close those out. So everybody's back, but he's still in the audience. Was there any options?
It was just all I did was leave and then went back to the studio and clicked join studio.
Okay. Did he see if he had a different email that he sent us that he clicked on it with? I have the one that you gave me on as guest. So that may be what it is. It may automatically show do the audience for people that weren't put as guest. So I see.
I think I was about to ask.
All right. Did you fix your tabs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it interesting. So
I'm pretty interested. So what's your goals, bro? Are you changing your goals around? Using my iPhone. Okay.
all right, let me see something. I'm gonna get on my phone.
Just having a little technical difficulties, but it's fine. It's part of it. Keeps us on our toes. Keeps us on our toes, even though we're sitting down on our butts.
I'm touching my toes.
I have some of my toes. Oh yeah, you converted Roger to C4. Did you see that?
It looks like I did, man. You would know that I saw it if
Yeah.
you looked and saw that I messaged. Oh, that's progress.
Hey, when we see that, it's always a good sign. There's only us that ever sees it. I guess that makes sense.
Don't click that if it says me again.
That's probably you then. There it is. You're up there. It says admit Peyton.
All right, tell him to click join in the top corner again.
Is he still here? I
Oh,
think he
yeah.
can see us. Hey. Click join again. Your hat kind of matches my shirt.
Your shirt kind of matches the shoes I got on the way.
It also matches your bed and your wall. That
and the flag.
matches no, your hat matches the flag. You coordinated with yourself.
Hey, how do you?
Just gotta figure out where I'm at. All right, here I am. I think what happened. There's Peyton again.
Okay, I don't know then.
I think what happened is it's putting me back. Oh, was that you?
That wasn't me.
So it does like this little glitch thing when people start trying to join. Like it brings them in and then kicks them out like before we even know what it is. And then like within 10 to 15 seconds it'll let me bring them in. So maybe that's a good sign.
He's about to use the laptop.
Okay.
That's me again. I don't
It's just
understand.
you. I think it's the email thing.
Let's see what it does. Oh,
You want me to admit you?
yeah. Okay, that
Probably
worked. I'm leaving. Oh.
We have 2 Peytons.
Oh, I didn't want that to upload.
Peyton left.
Okay.
It's gonna upload, bro.
We're having technical difficulties. It's okay. It wouldn't be the Put Work In podcast without
It just is what it
some
is.
controversy going on.
It just is what it is. So your goals, you said you're gonna refresh your goals. You're gonna retouch your goals. Are we gonna like make a whole other podcast for that, or you wanna? Can you say it real quick? Do you know what your goals are gonna be, or you just? Are you just saying we need to look at them and do something about it?
We need to reintroduce. Not reintroduce. What's
Peyton's
the
a
word?
new man. He had a good month in January, and that's been about
Fell
it.
off for February
5
and then
months.
March, and then April too, I think, and then May as well, and then June.
So he's just messed up.
But in 1 month and 7 days, I become a new man. So
On your birthday,
yeah,
July 18th.
maybe that'll strike some fear into the hearts of my enemies.
No, it won't. So what do you want to do about the goals, bro? You just dodged my question.
I was trying to answer it. I'm saying we ought to just take a look at what they were, and come back later and bring them up again.
Okay, we'll come up with we'll do a whole podcast on goals. I don't think we ever did a goals podcast, but I could talk for at least 10 minutes on goals. I did it before.
But, it's cool. Whatever.
We did our fitness goals.
Episode 2 and 3.
Okay, maybe 3. I think 2 no, that
2
was how
you and Trevor did.
That was our fitness journeys, how we got to where we are. I don't think we did. We may have done our goals.
We did goals at some point in time before
We've talked about
episode 22.
We've talked about them. I think I'm the only one that had like. I think we mentioned one. I don't know. We've talked about goals every episode actually for a while because that was like how we ended every podcast. It was like, "What's your fitness goal? What are you working on?" We need to bring that back.
What's next?
I think we still do that. It's just part of the flow. Like it's so natural we forget. We're trying to push people out here to put the work in. Telling you, it's in the name. Try to make it obvious, but some people just never get it, Peyton.
Some people just don't put
Never
the work
figure it
in.
out. You be putting the work in sometime. Dang, bro, you and Trevor both called me consistent in the past 2 months, and I was like,
But does it really mean anything when 2 inconsistent people talk about consistency?
"Hey, you got it. The fake recognize real." You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say the real recognize real, but
Yeah. I got it.
it wouldn't work in that situation. Hey, You got to have somebody to aspire to kind of imitate.
Who?
You know, you need to find somebody like that, Peyton. Instead of imitating yourself from yesterday.
I didn't do anything yesterday,
Exactly.
but yesterday was also yesterday and the day before.
So, yeah, that's confusing.
I think the best way to explain it is
It's tonight.
by confusing people because it's the only way to
It's been the
explain
third
it.
time you've confused me since we've been on here.
But
I just don't. I'm not even going to try to. I know what you're talking about, but
like it's easy to understand when you embrace the confusion that it brings.
that's
right?
why I say that you just
'Cause
need to start saying
all
dates
I
and
have
times.
to all I have to say is today and tomorrow, and then you can learn what yesterday means.
All you need to say is the date and the time of which it occurred. Just say the date.
Today was yesterday and today, but tomorrow is today and tomorrow.
Yeah, I always said today is tomorrow. That's what I used to say
Yep.
to myself in my notes when I was planning
But
on the album.
today and tomorrow, but today will be
That was a
tomorrow.
potential
It's
album.
just it's like
Today is tomorrow.
I'm confusing myself now. It's like
That's why I
because
say just say the date, bro. Just say the date. Don't even
Tom-
worry about today, tomorrow,
it's like
yesterday.
tomorrow
this on this
is
date.
today and tomorrow, but so is today.
Look at your calendar. The calendar is on the correct. And say, did I work out that day? No. I need to work out on the next
He
calendar
said he's
day.
requesting permission.
I wish I could just say I grant permission. I permiss.
Let me guess.
All right,
You
I just
can't
gotta wait
do
for it to pop up. Do it.
So let me guess. You can't get it to work.
I haven't seen anything pop up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what? That's a good sign. You're not doing that again, are you? Because every time it happened before, you did it.
It says one in audience again.
It's had that up there for the last 10 minutes.
Well, he was. I don't understand.
Why are you looking up? You looking
What?
side to side. You got another monitor up there? This man's like has monitors everywhere. There we go. He's in. He's in.
Uh-oh.
What's
Here
up,
we
Here we
go.
go.
man?
There we go. We got him on here.
That was a little difficult.
That was stressful,
Let
man.
me get
That
off
was
my
stressful.
phone. I mean, I didn't know you can't be on your iPhone.
You can. I think it was the email thing. Do you have a different email on your iPhone?
No, I don't have a different email. I had the same email, but when I did it on the laptop, it let me get on as a guest on my iPhone. It didn't give me no option, so it just
Okay.
kept putting me back in the audience. So that's where I think we was having problems at. But
Yeah.
that's technology, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Well,
here now.
This
Yeah.
is
We have
this is
Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Go
What's
ahead,
up,
Peyton.
guys?
We happen to be live right now. That was Dylan's doing, but
Nobody's watching though.
yeah, it's just us.
Hey, the bloopers are the best live,
Yeah, that's what I
So
tell him. I said, look, it puts a little more pressure on us, and we also
Yeah.
have chats. If somebody was to show up, it kind of makes it more interesting.
And
So they see the raw,
this is the
uncut version.
content.
Yeah.
It's not like we do anything to edit anyway. We just post it.
Yeah.
Maybe add some music on the end and the beginning. All right, Jarvis. So it's nice to have you on, man.
Man, appreciate y'all for having me, man. I'm gonna say this, it's about time, I've been
It's
waiting for
about
this.
time. That's right.
I've been
Yeah.
waiting for this.
We were talking about you may have been listening to us. We were talking about you, how you're kind of like just a legend. in our minds.
You're the super cop.
Man, no, I'm not. I'm not. I appreciate it, but man, I'm a work in progress, man. I'm a work in
Yes, sir.
progress.
We all are. We call
Yeah.
you. What did we?
Vision.
Yeah, Peyton came up with this. He calls you Vision. I don't know if you're familiar with Marvel movies.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Marvel.
I
I'm
I
a Marvel person. Like I like Marvel. Everything Marvel.
I referred you a couple of times to Dylan as Viz and a Vic back when you were driving the Crown Vic. Like
Oh
Viz and a
yeah,
Vic.
yeah. I done graduated from the Crown Vic now,
Uh
so
oh,
yeah,
Oh,
got something a little faster.
your feet.
That yeah, yeah, yeah.
We were
this
talking
is
about how if you were to like pull us over, or, like try to arrest somebody, they're not even gonna try to run.
The Lord really has been on my side with that. Even though I have had people to run, but the Lord really has been on my side to give people affirmation to not to run, and because I really don't want to chase nobody, and he really blessed me with that. So to give people the intuition, say, hey, today is not the day. Let's go
yeah.
peacefully. So
Too much cardio having to chase somebody.
I know, right? I hate being sweaty. Hate being sweaty.
You walk up, I'm just like, if I had any idea I was gonna run, I look and see you. I'm like, nah,
Never
it's not even
mind.
worth it.
Never
No.
mind.
No.
But I don't mind, it comes with the job. So
Yeah.
if I do have to run and chase somebody, I don't mind. So if I had to get sweaty or get dirty, hey, I don't mind getting dirty.
It's part of the job.
Yeah, it's part of it.
So I guess if y'all haven't figured it out, he's a cop. I think we already said that.
Yeah.
Um,
He's a police officer.
police
Yeah,
officer.
I'm probably one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet, though. Ever want to
Yeah.
meet. So
He might look a little intimidating at first, but deep down there's a heart.
It's not even that deep. Once
it's
he
behind all
opens
that
his mouth, you just know he's
behind
he's
all that
he's a good
chest
guy.
mass.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him paid, and I'm trying to recruit Peyton on. I've been
Hey,
praying about it, so I pray to God touch your heart, man. You
he
know,
actually mentioned something to me the other day
yeah.
about being a cop.
So, earlier this year I applied to be a conservation officer,
Mhm.
but there were some injuries that because they're a little bit better now, but I
Mhm.
figure they would probably have a negative effect if I were to go into the academy at that time. So I kind of emailed them back and told them I wasn't going to be able to do it this year. And then I started watching another cop show here about a week ago, and now it's going to spark everything back up in my head. So, and I'm
He's
thinking
thinking about it.
Think
He
about.
needs
I
to
I
do
mean,
it.
and please note this. I was that guy too. I love cop shows. I really do. But man, ooh, don't believe everything that you see. I was watching one of my favorite cop shows is SWAT. I like SWAT,
Yeah.
and uh, one of the guys named Hundo, he has a laser to cut a lock. We don't even have that. Like this, some of the stuff is just so unrealistic. I'm like, so like stuff like that when you're watching the shows and stuff, you know, is not real. It's just
yeah,
a illusion for the eyes to draw you in more, to keep you engaged, and which they, the company that produces the show, that's their job to, keep us entertained. So I was looking at it last night. I'm like, man, there's no way that anybody can have a laser that would cut a lock, like realistic. But who knows,
One day.
technology so advanced, so it may happen.
yeah, I was a sucker for Hawaii Five O. I watched
Oh
like
yeah.
I watched like all 10 seasons like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
Uh,
Wow.
man.
Sounds like a
uh,
time commitment.
I liked. Of course, I've always been big on military and law enforcement, so I liked SEAL Team. Of course, I never finished it, but it
Hmm.
was I think I watched at least the first 4 seasons. I just started watching The Rookie,
Our
Of course,
rookie is good. I like
it
the rookie.
got a little political. I'm on
Yeah,
season 4 now, but it got
yeah.
a little political there, but it's good. Uh,
Now that part of law enforcement is true. You know, it's political
yeah,
things and everything that we do. So stuff that you see in there, it may not be that way, but it's political. You know, it can get political at times.
but I
So,
will. Go
speaking of
ahead.
that, uh, how did you end up in law enforcement?
Man, I tell this story to people that who ask me because I don't. You guys know, you know, I don't go around and say, "Hey, I'm a police officer" or anything like
Right.
that. But how I got in there, I never wanted to be a police officer. I'm gonna just be honest. I had no drive to be an officer because uh, I'm not gonna say my upbringing, but where I grew up at. You know, I um, when we would hear things about cops, you know, it was never good. You know, it was always, you know, I'm gonna call the police to, you know, make you be good, you know. And so those were some of the things that I've heard when I was growing up because when I was a kid, I was a dentist. I was a menace. Like I was always into stuff, but I wasn't like a trouble kid that was like running the streets or anything like that. I was just like real active. And one of the things I can remember, my parents would say, "Hey, I'm gonna call the police to use as a scare tactic to get me to be good." And so that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to. I never thought about becoming a police officer because that's one of the things I heard. And then where I'm from, you know, the police always come with something bad. It's never really something good. And at the time I was dating my wife. I was used to teach. I used to be a teacher. I was a teacher first, and I kind of I felt uncomfortable doing what I was doing. I felt like it was more for me to do. And so I prayed and I asked God, I said, God, you know, put me on a bigger platform to serve your people. Like I'm so uncomfortable here. Yes, I love working with kids. But I just want to serve a broader people. I want to serve all mankind. I don't care if you black, white, purple, you know, I just want to serve people. And one of my best friends said, "Hey man, it's just out the blue random." He said, "Oh man, I think you'll make a good police officer." I said, "Man, what? You crazy?" And so that's when all the stuff was like getting stirred up in our nation about police officers. I'm like, man, nah, this is a bad time to do it. And he was like, nah, this is a great time to do it because you have a gift of you know interacting with people and stuff like that. And I was like, man, you know, my wife was my girlfriend, well, my fiance at the time, and I was like, man, she don't want me to be a police officer at all. And so I snuck and applied to be a police officer. So I was like, how I'm gonna tell her this? And I was like, you know, I went in um, not even thinking that I was gonna get the job. Like I literally tried to bum the interview because I really didn't want to be a police officer, but uh, the spirit, the Holy Spirit that lives inside of me wouldn't let me bum the interview. I did pretty well on the interview because they hired me. So once I got the phone call, I said, "Hey man, we love your interview. We think you're gonna be a great asset to serve our community. Looking at your resume, we see that you know work you know how to work with kids and different people. That's what we are looking for." And I'm like, Lord, how am I tell my fiance that I just got hired? So I had went and picked up my uniform and stuff, got all that. So I was like, how am I bring all this stuff in the house? And so I just prayed, you know, that God will, you know, give me the right words to tell her. And he did, and I told him, and it was uneasy at first because she didn't want me to do it. And now, I mean, I've been favored by God since I got in it at 2017. So I've been in law enforcement since 2017, and I've been favored by God. I've changed a lot of people's lives, and and I enjoy making a positive impact on people. So that's how I got in law enforcement. Like I never really wanted to be a police officer, but uh, God led me, and that's what I tell people. God led me because I didn't want to do
That's awesome.
Man, and like me, I forgot what I was about to say.
it. Come on,
Crap.
Peyton. Come on,
Peyton's on the
Peyton.
end of his he's on the night shift right now.
Oh yeah,
So
hey
he's
man.
he's he's going to
Yeah,
sleep after this
so
probably.
today is yesterday and today, so I need to go to sleep for tomorrow, which is also today. But anyway, we already been over that.
He's confused me 3 or 4 times just today.
but yeah, like it's kind of like the opposite of me. Because of course, there was never really many times cops were called to my house or anything. But I've always wanted to be a police officer. Of course, I'm not
Hmm.
one yet, so I'm not gonna. This is the podcast about Jarvis, not me. But uh, I got to find that
Maybe it'll
connection somewhere.
inspire you to do it.
Yeah, like, but like I can't lie. Like, I've had him and I've had other people, try to get me to apply and stuff, and that, you know, makes me like, oh man, they must think I can run a bad guy down or something. Uh, but like, I've always, cause like I grew up like watching all kinds of military shows and law enforcement shows. I know that
Hmm.
doesn't, like actually translate to the reality, but some of them are like pretty accurate or at least relatively accurate.
Hmm.
And but I've always had huge respect for, you know, people that serve our community and serve our country. And what a let me think of this, because I know he asked you what got you into it and you kind of explained, but like what is the reason? Like what do you do law enforcement for? You know,
I
because
do, and that's a great question, man. That's a great question.
I know it's like, kind of like a hard question to answer because
Uh,
like
I do it because I was brought up in the church, and not saying that, hey, as I stated earlier when he asked me what how I got into it, um, you know, I knew some good officers, and it was those guys that made me think that, like you said, Peyton, hey, myself and a couple other guys, saw something in you to ask you and made you feel like, hey, I probably could. And, you start watching the shows and stuff like that. I have had good officers in my community or whatnot. And I reflect on those guys. It's like, man, okay, if they can do it, then even though I had that fear of, Lord, this is something I don't want to step into, but I don't want to ever wrestle with God when He tells me to do something. And so, like I stated, like I grew up in a church and I'm a servant at heart. And I see so many people of our peers, black, white, you know, other ethnicity that go through that system, and we must, as a community and as a nation, to continue to try to break those cycles. So my job as an officer, why I try to do it, is to open um people eyes to say, hey, this is hey, you don't need this. You're more valuable being a productive citizen than going through this system, because once you get tagged in this system, you already feel like the odds against you. So once you go through this system and you get tagged with a JRN, JRN means jail number. We use it as a jail number. So once you get tagged with that, you already gonna feel like, man, the weight of the world is crushing on you. So I try to tell people, and I try to open their eyes, and I tell them like, hey, I'm just trying to open your eyes to get you to see what God wants you to see. Like, this is not for you. And some people, may have to go down their journey just to have their testimony saying that, hey, this is what I did. I don't ever want to go back. And you're gonna have some peoples that's gonna be some habitual offenders that constantly keep doing it, and it gonna seem like, man, how many times we gonna have this talk? And you gotta keep doing it because that's God's saving grace for us because we sin every day. People sin every day. And doesn't mean that God say, hey, man, you keep sinning. I can't grace you with my love no more. And he gonna continue to do it because a just man fell down 7 times and he kept getting back up again. And so that's how I approach my job. I know I'm me as a the my me as a human. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get aggravated that I'm constantly keep telling the same person the same thing over, but my spirit would be forever elated because I get another opportunity to tell this person, man, let's get it right. Let's get it right. So that's why I do it. I want to break those cycles, not just uh me as an officer, but my fellow co-workers in the police department, just to break those cycles to let them know, hey, you're more valuable being a productive citizen than being incarcerated. So that's why I do it. That's why I do
So there's some people out there that think that you're out there just dodging bullets every day. Tell the people that you're it's not like that.
it. I'm gonna say this. And this is one thing I tell people: no, no, you're not out there dodging bullets every day, but it is something that will be. I'm not gonna say at the back of your head, but it's something that's gonna be in your mind because anything can happen anywhere. So you never want to get I want to say you never want to get complacent. We live in a small town, we live in Batesville, it's not like a Memphis or
South
Chicago
Haven.
or South Haven, but anything can happen anywhere, so you always still want to, keep your head on your toes and keep your head on the swivel because anything can happen,
Keep your head on
so
swivel.
but we I just thank God that not saying those cities that we name are dangerous. I think those are some great cities, but I just thank God that we live in a place that we live, that we don't necessarily have to worry about that every other day or every day, that you can actually go to work and have a good day and not have to worry about, oh man, we got duck and dodge, or you got always got to be on high alert, which did we are always on high alert, but you never want to be complacent like, man, this base field, anything can happen, you know uh I'm gonna say this, a bird is transparent moment. A bird never marks where they're gonna poop it. They just poop. And it could be anywhere. It could be on you could be driving up Highway 6 or 51 or 55, and the bird, he's like, how does bird know how to knew to poop on my car? It just do it. And this with shooting and stuff like that, you know, people don't, if people have animosity with somebody else, yes, they have a target or whatever, but just saying other people that's in the area, or you may be driving in the area, you don't know, it just happened, just like that bird, they're not gonna, they just poop, and it may hit your car and it may not. So it's a little transparency for you.
Piggybacking off that, I'm not sure how much you're allowed to share regarding what you do, but like, what's the most dangerous or scariest like position you've been in during any kind of call that you've had to go on or respond to, or
Um, Most scariest. Oh man, wow. That's something I have to think on, man.
Yeah, think about that for a second.
Um, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I'm gonna have to think on that. Man.
Um, so here's something I wanted to ask you. So there's this YouTuber me and Peyton watch. He's called Donut Operator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He just reviews police footage, basically, and he
Mm-hmm.
says that domestic violence calls are the most dangerous.
Yes, domestic violence calls are the most dangerous, and I'm glad you said that because I can knock Peyton question out with your question too as well. It just made me reflect on something. I'm not gonna say this was the most dangerous, but it was a dangerous one. Um, I started out in law enforcement in Cleveland, and I went to we had a domestic violence calls, uh, a, do- a domestic violence call, and it was we was getting ready to get off, and if you're in law enforcement, you gonna know stuff will pop off when you first come to work and when you get ready to leave work. When you done made your day, you like, oh my God, made this day. It was a good day. Then something boom just pop off. You like, oh Lord, now I'm gonna have to be at work even longer, which that's not a problem. But I remember we got this call about domestic violence dispute. And so when we pull up to this house, I see this lady running from out the house to across the street. And we like, oh, you know, what's really going on? And so we all get out and we're approaching the house that we got called to that the lady ran out of. And next we hear pop gunshots as we walking up to the house. So we immediately had to take cover uh, at that point in time to make to we go through our progression, take cover, see where the shots are coming from because you never, and this is why domestic violence are the number one. You never want to run in a house gun blazing and you don't even know where the shooter is. So, just say, hey, if one of us would have ran off in that house and we haven't assessed the situation or, did our due diligence to find out where the shots were coming, somebody would have got hit. And I thank God that he covered us because it could have been me. It could have been one of my coworkers. We could have probably seriously got injured. I think, and I was still fresh in law enforcement, and I think at that point in time, I think there was like a scary moment for me because you can't see a bullet leave the chamber. You can't see it at all. So all this, Marvel stuff, when they have like little gadget, and it just slows down in slow motion, and you can see the,
Dodging
you
it.
can see, you can see the bullet leaving the chamber. No, you can't, because if we could, we all would try to reach out and grab it and move it out the way. And so, but I think at that time I wasn't even a year in law enforcement. I probably was going on like 6 or 7 months, and that happened. So that was at that point in time that was a scary moment for me because I never been in a situation like that. And so uh, I've learned uh, from that situation since I left Cleveland. I have learned a lot in Batesville. I am on our special operations team. So I do the SWAT stuff and stuff like that. I like all that extra training to enhance myself to better protect uh, our community. So So that's one moment that I can think of.
Dylan, I think I found the person I'm gonna get to yell at me while I do push-ups in the rain.
Jarvis.
Yeah, I started
Wow.
talking to Dylan the other day. I was gonna
Yeah.
try to make my training a little bit more hardcore
Yeah.
because something we're
Doing
about.
push-ups in the rain.
Yeah,
That's just
something we're about.
hardcore as it
Push-ups.
gets.
You
Something
should.
we're all about up on this podcast is mental toughness.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
ain't much more mental than working out in cold, wet weather. Because it's not cold anymore, but you know,
Yeah, that's th- I, to me, one of my most mental moments is to work out when it's cold because don't nobody want to do it, you know. And I enjoy when it's cold because you guys have saw me in the gym covered up. I got my long sleeve hoodies and stuff on, and I enjoy it, and because you really have to shift your mind to to go there i- a- in a mental aspect like, man, I got to get this done, even though it's cold. I still I got to get it done, and that's one of the reasons why I love the gym that we work out at, because it gives you like it just give you that gritty feeling like, hey, we finna come in here. I know, in the wintertime it's gonna be warm, but it's still gonna be a little cold. And
Yeah.
then the summertime it's gonna be hot, and I love it. I really love it. I hate going to a gym. I hate going to modern gyms that are extremely cold. Literally hate it. I would not go to, if I'm on vacation or something and this the only thing that I have, I'm gonna use what I have. But I don't like going to, no knock to these gyms, but I don't like going. I'm not even gonna put no names out there. I just don't like going to modern gyms and it's so cold. Like, how can you
The
really
AC
sweat?
blowing in there.
Yeah, how can you really sweat? I went to a gym one time and they said, "Hey, you can't make any noise." Well, that's not even working out.
See you later.
Yeah, like if I
let me
want to let
guess.
a,
Was that Jim Purple?
no, I don't see color. I don't see color. I don't see color.
I remember when I signed up for Go Performance. Uh, he
Whoa, we're not
said,
dropping names.
he said, "Look, we keep the AC. It was like a high number." He's like, "It's gonna be hot, so just toughen up." Basically,
Like
Yeah,
I went out to work up there, well, work out the other day, and they had shut the power off for a couple hours to fix something again. So nobody cut the fans back on. I walked in, man, it was freaking hot.
bro. When I went the next day, I went that Tuesday, and I told Miss Becky, I said, Becky, I can't miss another day. Uh, I'm not working out because it's messing with me mentally. Like, I had literally had a day of evening where I did my homework and I was just free for the rest of the afternoon. I'm like, man, I got so much time. But I told her, I said, hey, I gotta work out. She said, well, boo, I'm only gonna let people in that I, know that they can probably handle the heat with the lights and stuff being out. I said, well, I'm going home, get out my work clothes, and I'm coming to the gym. It felt good, but it was so hot. This probably was the first time I almost felt like I was gonna throw up. And that's what I love about the gym because it shifted me to another level of what I'm trying to accomplish as a person that work out and as a trainer too at the gym. So it shifted me, and so it's no place like it. Other people. We have had a lot of people come and go to other places, and most of those people do come back because there's no other place like Go Performance, and I really love it.
right
So,
before we get too much
uh,
into fitness, because I do want to shift towards fitness. Uh, do you have anything else about uh, Peyton? Do you have anything else to ask about his law enforcement?
well, I was about to ask a question regarding both of them.
Okay, that'll work.
I
But
will.
yeah, go ahead.
So we got you on, because this is a fitness podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here recently we've decided we're going to open up, and we're all supportive of our law enforcement and military and first responders on here, and because they go hand in hand, right? To be
Right.
a good police officer, a good soldier, or firefighter, or something, fitness backs that.
Mm-hmm.
When you train in the gym, you know, two things. One, are you like training for a different purpose besides to better your work in law enforcement? Or are you training like just to train?
Oh, great question. I do both, because both of it go hand in hand, and I take pride in it, because I mean, I'm not gonna say, I mean, you can be in law enforcement and not even train, and I'm not gonna say, it will make your job difficult, at all, but I rather prepare myself for anything that I may be faced with, whether it's in law enforcement or outside of law enforcement. And a lot of it is just that competitive drive from when I played college football and stuff like that. Like I mean, I miss the locker room, being with the guys, man. I miss working out with with my old college teammates. And so a lot of times I'm just uh thinking on those times um that I've had with some amazing teammates I've had. So but I definitely do it for both, for personal and for law enforcement. 'Cause like I said, I wanna, enhance the gift that God gave me. I don't want to sit on nothing that He gave me. So I wanna sow it. I wanna continue to sow it.
And the other thing is for people like myself, and I think even Dylan a little bit. Uh, what do you recommend as far as training for an academy, whether it be police academy or you going into
I'm gonna pocket.
conservation? I don't know if about other
Okay.
departments and whatnot.
Hmm.
Uh, what do you think the best way to kind of prepare for those
Uh,
academies are?
I'm gonna just say this, man. Keep doing what you are doing. Like, there's no necessary type of training that you need to do. Like, keep doing what you're doing. You already do cardio. Keep doing your cardio. Keep trying your best to eat right, because once you get it, and that's gonna probably be the biggest thing when you uh get into the police academy. I haven't been to a police academy since 20 2017. But the food was, it was healthy, but it was pretty nasty. It was, but I'm fine with it. I was fine with it. A lot of people couldn't eat it, couldn't stomach it. I'm like, man, I'm fine. So I would just get used to eating small portions uh of food, because when you're out on your own and stuff like that, say like a person that's not in law enforcement, you're gonna eat as much as you can. But in the police academy, you're not gonna have that leisure to eat as much as you can. So it's gonna be like small portions, enough to get you full. So yeah, so I would say just keep doing what you're doing. Do your cardio, and don't change nothing up, because it's gonna help you. What you're doing is gonna help you. So
Awesome. So let's go back. So you said you played college football. Let's go back to your early sports and fitness. Sports is what got you into fitness,
sp-
probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 it did.
So
I
just tell us that journey from playing ball as a kid all the way up till now. Sports, fitness journey, all of it. Like
Okay, well,
take as
I
much time as you want, go through it as quick as you want, whatever you
okay,
want to do.
okay. I tell people all the time, they look at me and they was like, "Man, how you get your body like that?" And I'm like, "Man, for one, is God given. God gave me this body. He said our body is the temple. Um, so, but I was a kid. I've always been a little bigger than my peers growing up. But I hated working out. I literally hated working out in junior high and high school because it hurt so bad. Everybody stopped working out because the pain. And if you can mental, we talked about mental. If you can channel this to tell you by any means necessary through the pain, through the soreness, that I will overcome it. And you're gonna break every barrier that you'll face. And so I hated working out in junior high and high school. Like my coaches and them used to have to literally watch me work out to make sure I worked out. And even when I worked out, I always worked out hard, but I just hated working out. I hated doing squats. I hated doing bench. I was like, oh my God, my legs are so sore. I couldn't move my arms. So I graduated high school and I went to Mississippi Delta Community College. I played running back uh, in college. I was pretty. Now that I'm not playing anymore, I can be a little arrogant a little bit, and I'm not an arrogant person. You guys know that. But I was pretty good. I was pretty darn good. I think I was pretty darn good. I was pretty blessed though. So I went to Mississippi Delta on scholarship, and I played running back there. I played slot receiver and running back, and we was working out there. We worked out hard. But again, I still had those old methods. Like I don't really want to work out. It's sore. I hate being sore. We're doing all this running, and the workouts weren't really hard. They was intense, but they weren't really hard for me at least. And I did 2 years there, and I left. I transferred to Henderson State in Arkansas, Arkadelphia, Arkansas, where I continued my career. And my strength and conditioning coach, his name was Coombs. He was from Nebraska. He played at the University of Nebraska, and that was the first time in my life where I questioned myself in God. Is playing football is something that I really want to do because of the weight room. That guy broke everybody in the weight room. And at that time, and I tell people this story, we was only lifting the bar. He was like, I know y'all Mississippi boys probably naturally strong and all that, yada yada yada. But we just started off with the bar, and he broke everybody down. And I questioned myself. I said, is this something I really want to do? I never hurt like this. And I asked God, I'm like, God, like, why is this so hard? And one day I was talking to a friend of mine. This is when we used to Skype. We used to Skype people. I was talking to one of my friends on Skype on my laptop, and they was like, "Man, what they doing to you up there?" And I started seeing, and that's when I first noticed my body start transforming. And I started seeing my body transforming from working out because I have been I at that point I was broken. I know what pain felt like to the worst feeling. And now I use that, like, and I tell people if they're in the gym, I said once you get to that place where you have been broken in life and physical, nothing, no pain will stop you from accomplishing anything that God desires of your heart. And that's my method. Like I know what pain feels like. I've been broken. I've been to that point. So when you guys see me in the weight room, I mean in the gym, and I know some people be like, man, that dude over there crazy. Man, he doing something. So because I've been broken and I'm able to, challenge myself doing certain stuff, certain fitness stuff. So I know what it feels like. And so I know that okay, I've been broken before, so I'm gonna at least try it one time. So yeah, yeah, I played football and stuff like that, and I tried to pursue a career going to the NFL. Went uh to the regional combine in Atlanta. It's just unfortunately, guy had another plan for me to go into. I was depressed about it. This is something that I worked for as a young kid, to have aspirations to play on a higher level in the NFL. And you see people and people you competed with and people that you felt like you was better than, playing on that stage, and you didn't make it. It puts you in a place, a uncomfortable place. And I was uncomfortable for a long time. I was in a depression state for a good little while, and I thank God for His grace and in mercy that He got me out of it. And like I said, He had a different plan for me. So I appreciate His plan.
Yeah, it always looking back, it's always like, okay, I see what was going on, you know.
Yeah,
Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, you do some interesting things in the gym, but you could definitely tell you're having fun though.
yeah, yeah.
And
Got to love
and
what you're doing.
and you can't, I mean, you you're a big guy. That's what I'm trying to say. You look good for what, so you
And
can't.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I'm always humble. And I guys tell me, I had one guy tell me, he said, I bet you, I think you everybody gold that's in the gym. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but man, I still got more work to do.
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm not where I want to be at, um fitness wise. And I was like, man, are you serious? Like, look at you. Do you see you? But everybody sees you differently but
Yeah.
you. So
There's always something to improve.
yeah.
Um, so I'm just getting into some details that there, it's just like uh, I'm trying to think of a good word for it, but like uh, we were talking about it earlier. I think I feel like I only ever see you like lifting light weights, like slow with tempo and control, or like if it's heavier and even lighter weights, you're doing it with speed, or like you're controlling it very well is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like I don't see you maxing out is what I'm trying to say, very
Yeah.
much.
And that's something that I kind of got away from. I kind of got away from like maxing out, lifting a lot of heavy weight, because even though I do have my days where I want to put 350, I put 315 on the bench and I rep it or whatever. But I'm like, what are the chances of me going to meet, just this law enforcement, mindset? I'm like, what are the chances of me going to deal with somebody that's like really over 300 and some pounds? So,
And then having
and
to push them off my chest in the
yeah, and having,
process.
yeah. So, and the way I do it, but that's a law enforcement side. But on the fitness side, what I think about is, I rather do uh I mean, even if it's run rep, there's, and I don't know who's gonna watch this podcast or whatnot, but no offense to the guys that do max out. If you get it one or two times, hey, that's something. But I rather have endurance, work on muscle endurance, because and it's some people in the gym may be stronger than me, but you're not gonna outwork me. And
That's right.
that's been my motto. I've from football. I remember, I'm gonna share this story with you. I remember this kid from Louisiana. He transferred in from Louisiana, from Lafayette, and he played running back. And my position coach came to me with him and say, "Hey, he's here to take your job." And I told him, I said, "Man, look, man, I come from Mississippi. I come from nothing. Like, I know what pain feels like. I know what hard work feels like. This kid, I said, he may be, for one, this me talking. I said, for one, he's not faster than me at all. He may be stronger than me, but he ain't gonna outwork me. So you gonna kill him, because I don't care. You're not gonna you may be stronger than me, but you're not gonna outwork me. So no offense to the guys that lift heavy maxes, because I have my days where I do, but I rather have muscle endurance. And this is me being transparent. What is lifting, you know, 315 one time, and you can't lift 225 at least 15 to 20 times? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'd rather be able to lift 225 as many times I can, and then it's still working on your strength, and then I can still get up under 315, and I can go, at least 10 to 15 times as if I wanted to. But if you don't break your body down and create that muscle endurance, and even when I train people and I train them how I train, and I start them off slow, and they always tell me, "Man, this the only thing we're gonna put on the bar." I'm like, You'll find out." You know what I'm saying? It's not all about it's not all about lifting heavyweight. Yes, we're gonna get there. I want to see how strong you are, but I also want to build your muscle endurance. I want you to be able to lift 135, at least do 4 sets of 25, do it 100 times. I want you to do that. You know,
that's a lot of
so
bench.
that is a lot of bench. That's a lot of bench though, but
You see his chest.
it's a good it's a good it's a good regimen. I'm gonna just say that, because
I don't think I could do that.
a lot of people ask me, they say, "Hey, you know, why you're lifting? You don't." Yeah, I said, For one, I'm constantly cutting my body up. So that's one reason why I don't lift as heavy, because I don't want my body to be just solid. When people see me, I want them to see the definitions this in my shoulders, my lats, my shoulders, my arm, my legs. So that's one of the reasons why I do lift lighter weight with higher reps, because I mean, we're still getting the same purpose. We're getting the burnout, but I'm just doing more reps.
Yeah, everybody does different stuff, and
Yeah.
whatever you want, like whatever you like, and it doesn't hurt to branch out every once in a while.
No, it
You may
does.
you may end up liking something else better.
Because
You know,
I've seen you guys do things back there, um, and I was like, I never thought of it. You know what? I'm going to implement what they're doing, in my workout. You guys may not see it, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So, everybody takes something from everybody, and I take it's things that I saw you and Peyton do, that, hey, I'm gonna implement that. Hey, I need to implement that in my leg workout. And so, right, you're definitely right. You have to, at times branch out to do different things, because you don't want your body to plateau. So your body can get used to doing the same old thing, and you constantly wondering why you don't have any gains, is because you gotta do, the body is familiar with the routine, so you have to do a different routine. It could be one workout that can offset the whole routine, and your body is not adjusted to it, and then you'll see your body grow. Like, this the only thing that I had to shift. So that is I'm glad you said that, branch out, because you definitely have to branch out doing different things, because your body will plateau. It'll get stuck and you'll get frustrated.
So you said you could just pretty much move 315 pretty good. Have you ever maxed out your bench?
Have I ever maxed out my bitch? Everybody asks me that. Everybody asks me that. I'm gonna tell you guys the same thing I tell everybody. No, I never maxed out on bench. The highs I go up to. I mean, I went over 315, probably, like, I think I did like 325, maybe a little bit up, but now that I'm still young, um, but I look at, like I said, I look at longevity, and when I do have those days where I do want to go up and bench or go up and squat, is nobody there at that time that I trust to spot me.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things for me. Like, if you guys are in there, I'm like, hey man, can one of y'all spot me with this? But if somebody else in there that probably about 150, I'm not gonna ask them to get up under nothing.
It's hard
So
to
that,
find somebody to come spot a
that
350-pound bench, you know.
yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I don't do it, because the times there that I'm in the gym, there's nobody in there that I can
Right.
trust to do that, because that's my life.
Yeah.
Uh, that's my life. So I was
Bench is
like,
scary, man.
yeah, it is definitely scary. Bench and squatting scary. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I don't do it as much. But I haven't just really went to my peak yet with benching. I know it I'm gonna say this. I know it's a lot, but I'm gonna just leave that number up there in the clouds.
So you said how many reps can you do with 315?
How many reps I can do? One.
One. Okay.
No, no, I could do multiple reps with
Yeah.
315. It just depends on how I warm up. And that's the thing with when you're going heavy, and then and when you want to incline going heavy, your warm up is important. You don't want to warm up too much to where you
Right.
over exert those muscles, and then you can't
You don't
accomplish
do
what you
enough.
said. Yeah. So warming up, it depends on how I warm up. I get in there and I get a good warm up, get the blood flowing good, and if I get under 315 and the first rep is like really good, oh, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I might end up supersetting. I might end up doing it and do a set of push-ups in between. It's just how that warm up gonna dictate everything for me.
Yeah. A lot of people they like kill themselves in the warm up and then try to max out.
Yeah, no, you can't kill yourself, because you can't kill yourself in the warm-up, because you're not gonna accomplish what you set out to accomplish.
My warm ups are pretty quick usually, so
Yeah, like they need to be like quick, where where your body get a little warm and stuff like that, but you don't need to.
quick but specific, you know.
Yeah,
Need a
Yeah. For me I can warm up like upper body exercises pretty quick. Squat takes me a little longer. Uh, I'm bad about taking a lot of rest on squat. Deadlift
yeah.
I could do pretty quick too.
It's
and
like
go ahead, go
every
ahead.
every day I go in, no matter it doesn't matter what lift I'm gonna be doing or what I'm working, unless I'm just going in the run. I do the same barbell warm up. Dylan
For
always makes
everything.
fun of me. I'll be deadlifting, but I'll do like some front rack mobility
Hmm.
on my barbell. Yeah, like I always grab an empty barbell. I'm just kind of like, I'll do usually everything's in fives. I'll do just a standard barbell, and I'll kind of like just work on my front rack mobility a little bit. But on my back, I'll do some good mornings.
Or if he's mornings to warm up for bench. I always
Well,
do
Yeah,
I
to
that.
do
But
good
stretch that
mornings to
chest
warm up
out.
for what's after bench. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
uh, I'm
When I was
always
getting warm.
doing lat pull downs or
Uh,
strict pull ups before bench.
yeah,
Warm up my lats, and that's the days that I forget to warm my lats up are the days I don't do enough on bench. So I'm
mhm,
kind of like Peyton, do some lat pull downs, and
yeah,
then it'll be a good bench day. You know,
yeah.
but
And when I do legs, I try to get a good stretch in to almost to it's like I'm literally sweating when I'm stretching, because I want to be definitely loose, really loose when I hit my legs and stuff like that. So I do take a long time with warming up when I do my legs. Bench is different.
yeah, and for sure, I have a longer routine that I try to do when I'm squatting. I I used to like do nothing, but I hurt my back, and then I was like, I
Yeah.
got to do something. It's something like injury. I don't know if you've ever dealt with any injuries, but like injuries, I've been doing. I've healed from the injury, but like
Hmm.
I implement a certain thing to kind of heal an injury, like a warm up,
Hmm.
and then it just sticks around forever.
Yeah.
So
I've had several, believe it or not, I've had several injuries. I've had knee surgery. I've dislocated my shoulder, and stuff like that. And some of the stuff plays a part into, with me training, dealing with light, using lighter weight, because of those injuries. They don't bother me anymore, but it's I guess it's like a superstitious thing. Like,
yeah,
what's not, if it ain't broke, why fix it? So
yeah,
that's why I keep doing some of the stuff I do.
yeah. That's what I say. Just
So I want to ask you
do what you
guys
like
a
to do.
course. I want to ask you
Go
guys a
ahead.
question,
We're
okay?
here.
Um, and I know you guys like put like fitness content and stuff out there. And I think we follow each other on social media too as well. Do you guys run into this when you're posting stuff and people uh they will um either watch it but not like it, and or they'll see you like, oh man, I see your stuff on Facebook and I just keep scrolling, like you be doing too much. Like, do y'all run in that problem?
Yeah, for sure.
well, Dylan's more of the poster of us two.
I mean, you've had
Uh,
times where you've made posts.
I I've made uh I've made like I used to make a more frequent post. Like I posted on TikTok for a few weeks. I was posting a lot of my like
A few
benchmark
weeks.
lifts that I was hitting
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I it was well when was it 2022 beginning of last year? Yeah,
yeah,
beginning of last year. I went on like some kind of crazy PR spree that just kind of like hit out of nowhere. I was
Hmm.
PR and everything, and I like so I started posting some of them lifts. Like I squatted back squatted 405 for a set of three, and I mean it was like a clean set. You know, I was hit deadlifted 500 pounds, and then like a week later added 25 pounds to it. Uh, and so I started posting some of the clips I was lifts I was doing. But I remember one of my old high school buddies. Uh, he started posting some lifts that he was doing at the gym. He had just started working out, and he started tagging me in them. He's like, "Man, here's this that I did at the gym, just trying to get like Peyton." Uh, um, I think one of the guys, Blake Sharp.
Hmm.
I think he's watched a couple of my posts talking about like nobody's ever told me like I was doing too much or anything. They were more like this dude's doing too much weight.
Yeah.
Uh, I I've never been much of a poster. Dylan's more of a poster here, but I mean, he
I
just
do get a lot of people that are like, "Oh, you're gonna hurt yourself doing that,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatnot." I'm like, bro, I'm just getting stronger.
It's like I signed the waiver. I know exactly what I signed up for. You know.
Hey, I got one more question. Can we? I know we are live right now. I need to take a break for 1 second. Let me take a
Go
break.
ahead,
I'll be
take a
right back.
break. Peyton, you
Uh,
gonna make it, bro? You look sleepy.
I still got church after this.
You're looking like dead, bro. You look like you're about to hit a sneeze or
I
pass
always
out.
I was wanting to sneeze earlier, but my light. Oh, it is on. I just didn't want to look that far up.
So my stepdad and my mom both commented on YouTube. So he said that Jarvis is right 225 15 times instead of heavyweights. I don't think his name's Chris, but he goes by Big Bubba Buford. uh, and he said that that's what you need to do 225 15 times. But I don't think Chris could even lift 225. So
If you ain't doing 225 15 times, or you
I need
even
to
doing
try that.
225,
I did 225 for 5 sets of 5 last week pretty easily.
I don't think I've ever hit 10 on it. I don't recall. I don't
I
keep
think I
track
did.
of those high numbers.
Yeah, I don't ever. I mean, I never do that. Chris said he could bench 225. So looks like we got a YouTube video idea coming up. He said, "What time can he come work out?" I said,
But
"Anytime."
I was gonna say something, man. Do I
Update
look
on
big?
Peyton.
Do I look bigger?
You look
Like
smaller with Jarvis on here.
it's like
That's
the
that shirt.
shirt didn't fit like it normally does, man. It was.
Look, Peyton Franklin. He's probably not watching this, but he said he might be coming back home. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said to the gym. And Trevor said, "Wow, slaughter the fat calf. The prodigal son has returned." I believe it when I see it. Peyton Franklin. He's come back to the gym like twice and not.
All right, I'm back. I'm back, guys.
Hey, they say my mom and my stepdad are on the chat and YouTube.
Hmm.
They say that we have motivated my stepdad to go to the gym.
Hey, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Hey, glad we can do
That's
that.
all we're about here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That trying to stay awake.
He said he's trying to stay awake.
I done
Peyton
had my
is.
500 milligrams of caffeine though. I can't have anymore.
So how? Okay. Let me ask you guys. It's y'all podcast. I want to ask you guys a question. How much caffeine do you guys intake?
So we had Roger Howell on. You know Roger?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
He he has a
Look,
problem.
whatever we drink is nothing compared
That's
to
what
what
he
he
drinks to
drinks.
wake up.
He
So
what? He drinks what?
he drinks like 600 milligrams just to
He
wake
used
up.
to drink like 900 a day.
No, 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 no. It was way more than that.
Oh yeah, no, what it was, because he's a Redcon 1 tier operator. So
Right.
he drinks the Total War, but he would put a scoop and a half of Total War in a tumbler. So that's like 600 milligrams alone. And then he would drink, multiple tumblers full of coffee throughout the day.
Yeah, he said he drinks 8 coffees, so it's like
Man,
16 ounces of coffee a day.
Uh, he
man.
got some bootleg pre workout made out of some guy's basement in New Jersey or something like that. And it was
Yeah,
like 900 milligrams a scoop that he tried.
Man,
it said
that's
not for
Uh,
human consumption on it.
yeah. And he decided to use it as, well, for human consumption. It was an experimental formula or something. Uh,
man. N-
what was his resting heart rate at one point? Like
It was like
37.
30s.
That's like, hey, I'm about to
He's close
die
to
kind of heart
dying.
rate, you
Yeah,
know?
and see, and I have a good resting heart rate. Like when I'm like mellowing down, my heart rate is pretty rest. I'm pretty mellow. when I'm doing. I really don't, me, I'm like, I really don't indulge in caffeine. Like at one point when I was teaching, I used to get those big fountain drink cups, the real big ones. And I used to go through one of those by uh well, it would last me to about lunch. But then once I after lunch I would start crashing, and I ended up getting once I got out of teaching, I ended up getting off of coffee. I haven't had coffee since 2000, like 2016. What, not 16, 17. When I left the school system to transition into law enforcement, I haven't had coffee since then, and I don't do energy drinks. When I play this is a fact about me. When I play high school football, high school and junior college, I used to be addicted to Red Bull pretty bad. To where I would drink one for breakfast, I would drink one for lunch, and then I would drink one uh like pregame, and then I would drink one for the game, and
Sheesh.
then I would drink a half during halftime. And it got to the point to where I was at like I went to like Family Dollar. I remember this. I was in Family Dollar, and I was at the register paying for something, and I reached in my pocket to get like some change to pay taxes on what I was buying, and I couldn't hold my hand still. And I knew then that I had a problem, and I took myself off of Red Bull. And I don't do energy drinks. They give me a headache. I don't even drink energy drinks. So the most caffeine I'm taking, but I'm getting uh that rush that I need is, I don't know, you guys ever saw me when I make my pre-workout. I'm using probably from 4 to 3 ounces of water. So it's like this.
It's thick.
Yes. So I throw my pre-workout in there, shake it up, and it's gonna be tough. It's like chugging down raw eggs. And so I chug it down, but I also, and I know you guys know me, I'm always have a gallon of water.
Yep.
So and people asking me like, how you gonna chug that down? It's so thick and you don't have nothing. I said, well, I always have a gallon of water, so that's why I have my gallon of water to replenish myself. So I don't you know dehydrate myself with being on it, because I'm getting all that caffeine like that. So, and it will flushes me out. So that's one of the reasons why I have the gallon jugs. So that's how I do mine. And this the only thing caffeine that I take every day. Like I can't
Just
do energy
pre-workout.
drink, just pre-workout.
So I wake up. I'm taking a pre-workout. Like because I'm going to the gym like almost as soon as I wake up. So I right now my pre-workout is about 350 milligrams of caffeine, and then um I I it just depends. I when I Uber, because I do some Uber driving,
Hmm.
I have to like stay up really late. I'll take an energy drink, uh, and that's like a couple hundred milligrams. But usually I'm doing maybe uh, two or three coffees max after that a day. But
Hmm.
I did have some times when I was like, when I was doing all the Ubering, I was like maxing out my caffeine. But my problem is I know when to cut it off because after like 4 o'clock, if I take any caffeine, I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what I take. Peyton, he does a
Uh,
lot.
so I drink caffeine every day. I because I bet the only reason is I started working out in 2017. 2018, I made the transition to CrossFit, and I did it for a few weeks, and then I had a Spartan race that I
Mm.
did. Well, I chugged a bottle of Total War uh, before that Spartan race,
Mhm.
and all that cardio and that Total War did not mix well for me. So I figured it had something like, okay, I shouldn't drink caffeine before cardio. So I just like cold turkey cut out caffeine, and I had a headache for a month and a half, and it didn't go away until I started drinking caffeine again.
Yeah, did you
So
when you quit caffeine, Jarvis, or I
Mhm.
mean not caffeine, but Red Bull, or like, did you like have any withdrawals or like
Yeah,
did was it
I
hard?
yeah, it was hard, but at that time I was fairly young, so I occupied myself with doing little stuff, or like this what happened. Like I countered that, and it's probably still not good either. I countered the Red Bull for Sprite. So
It's better.
yeah, it's better, but it's
Small
like
steps.
so I went and started drinking Sprite, but I wasn't drinking as much. I probably would have like a little sip. It was just something just to give me that nudge out. So that's what I did, and what made me leave it alone, stop drinking the Red Bull, was my grandmother. She used to smoke cigarettes, and I don't know if you guys ever remember, watching TV, and and they have these cigarette commercials about going cold turkey, or when the patches, you can put the patches on, and so I told my grandma, I said, you gonna get you one of those, you gonna call that number that's on the TV. And she was like, no, I'm gonna just quit. And my grandmother, she quit smoking on her own, no help, and she substitute her nicotine for like double mint gum at that time. And I said, man, you know what? If this lady can stop smoking cigarettes, I can stop drinking these Red Bulls. And that will actually made me stop drinking those Red Bulls, because the willpower she had.
Yeah, that's incredible. My mom actually, she quit cigarettes. She tried a lot and she may have experimented with the different things, but she ended up quitting cold turkey as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna wrap up. I'm trying to remember if I had anything else to ask you. Uh, oh yeah, I remember on like right now, if there's a day where I like don't take any caffeine, I'll start getting a headache. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like uh, it's like a I don't know. It's like one of those things you do every day. It like kind of comforts you a little bit.
Hmm.
I like just sitting and having like a cup of coffee. It's kind of, but I don't like that. It's kind of a addictive thing. I guess
Yeah.
it is.
I
It is
I
kind
w-
of an addictive.
see, for me, it's more like it's not that I'm addicted to caffeine. It's more like my body is, if that makes sense, right? Like I I
Yeah, I mean, you
I
are your
drink.
body.
It's like I drink caffeine because i- if I if I don't, I get headaches. But like if I can drink a rain or something and go to sleep an hour later. So it's at the point where caffeine doesn't even have any effect on me. So I don't know why I'm drinking as much as I am, because I didn't get to that, but like I'd cut that out back then
mhm.
and started getting headaches. So I started back on it. They went away. So I've been drinking I drink caffeine every day. Of course, I like the little 12-ounce cans. This isn't
Yeah.
C4, but of the C4, they got about 150 milligrams of caffeine in them, and I'll switch it up between them and the 16 ounce that have 200. But I drink at least one of them a day. But since my switch to night shift, it's gone from at least 1 to at least 2 or 3.
Yeah,
And
Night
it's like
shift's rough, man.
in the
man.
past 24 hours, I've had like 570 milligrams or something like that.
That's not
think-
too bad though.
Yeah, that's not crazy
I
compared to
was
Roger.
thinking about drinking another 150 before church, but I said I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I
It's
just
only
don't
some.
miss. I don't miss those headache days, man. Oh
Yeah.
man, I I don't miss it at all. I'm like, they used to be rough on me. Even when I started in Batesville, like my whole shift was drinking energy drinks. And I told them, I said, hey, I don't do energy drinks, and they would buy me one. I'm like, man, I was like, I don't want you to waste your money, so I try to sip on it, and I immediately just get a headache, and I'm like, man, I can't do it. And
Yeah.
try to have a headache for 12 hours. Oh my God, no, I couldn't do it. I don't miss those headache days, man,
And those
at all.
energy drinks have a lot of just artificial stuff in it too. That'll like I notice like sometimes when I'll drink one, I'll get a headache. Coffee's different because there's a lot less caffeine, and it's like
Hmm.
it's a natural thing.
And it
Um,
tastes good.
yeah, but they say like caffeine, like when you take caffeine, you're not only getting a something from the caffeine, but like from your coffee cup. Like there's something in you that like desiring that coffee cup now. Like every time you do it, you're just building that habit of wanting that coffee cup and that particular like that. Like even if it's you drink black coffee, you don't even like it.
Hmm.
The caffeine will trigger you like what the caffeine does to your brain triggers a hormone or whatever to want you to that causes you to desire that black coffee again. So that's why people end up going from super sugary coffees to ended up one day drinking black coffee just because it builds on that. But
I don't drink black coffee. I drink Black Rifle
you,
coffee.
you'll get there, maybe.
So, okay, I want to ask you guys this question before we jump off. Okay, how long you guys been using uh this platform to do you guys podcast? Because I've been looking into um starting my own, or using my own camera that I bought to do it. So is this platform more convenient?
Yeah, it's super convenient. I actually have my camera I use at the gym. I have
Right.
it hooked up to here, so
Oh, cool.
uh, he has a webcam. But yeah, it's pretty convenient. All we have to do is log on and hit record. After you have everything set up,
Okay.
and you
It's
don't have
real.
to live stream. I just recently started the live streaming, but
Mhm.
It's real
yeah,
simple to get like any guests that you want on,
yeah.
unless for some reason they can't go from an audience member to a guest. Then you
Mhm.
have complications.
On the
uh,
iPhone.
Okay.
uh,
But
uh,
it's super simple. Most people that have an iPhone don't have any trouble getting on. I don't.
And I,
But
I don't know why I had trouble getting on, but I did this morning. I did.
yeah, it's super simple. We've been using this since we started. I think 22 episodes.
Mhm.
So
since December of 2022.
and like if all of our computers somehow all shut down,
Mhm.
it'll still like it's gonna save all your stuff. Like so it's saving it to the cloud and to like our hard drives at the same time. So if you just like somehow your computer died, we'd
Mhm.
still have the files. So
Oh, that's
it's
what's
like it
up.
has a backup built in.
Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna look into it too as well, and get some more information on it from you guys when see you guys. Let me get the charger, the
Well, all
laptop charger.
right. I guess we can
Over in the
wrap it
living
up.
room.
I wanted two questions. One that we kind of always ask, but one I wanted to ask specifically for you,
Mm.
from you to Peyton. It's not really for Peyton, but I was just gonna say, do you have any advice for somebody out there that wants to be a cop? They're kind of hesitant just because of media?
I would say, man, don't regardless if you get in it or you don't, it's still gonna be that, you know. And if serving and hold on one second, guys, plug this.
I like his headset because he's like moving around and stuff, and his voice isn't changing levels. Like I could
Yes.
go over here and you won't be able to really hear me. But
Yeah. Actually, this is I'm in my wife's office. I'm in the office, so. But like I said, whether you get in law enforcement, whomever it be, if it's Peyton or that young man or that young woman that's gonna watch this podcast, it's gonna be there regardless you get in it or not. It's the person. It's the person in your heart. If your heart is truly serving people and changing that narrative of what the media may put out there, pray and put your best foot forward. And it's wise, and people don't say this in law enforcement. It is very wise to get a positive mentor in law enforcement because you don't want to learn uh bad things from bad people, or you don't want to do, I'm big on ethics, I'm big on ethics, what I'm saying? You don't want to pick up bad ethics from somebody. So if they're, want to get into it, find somebody that they feel like, hey, they can learn something from and implement it into their life. Man, find those good morals that that person have because we just like you guys asking me to get on this podcast, you guys saw something in me that you guys saw in yourselves to say, hey, I feel that Jarvis have, what we got. And you guys totally correct. We all have something in common. But even with working out, I would not have done this if we didn't have anything common, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't just talking about working out. And I think you guys are cool guys. I like you guys, and that plays a big part in law enforcement. So because you don't want to just uh jump off in there and then you like, oh my god, this is too much, because a lot of people get in it and say they want it, and then once they graduate the police academy and they see everything that goes on, they out of it. So your heart got to be in it first, and find a mentor that you can trust that say, hey, I look up to you. Could you pour um your knowledge upon me? Tell me the things to do and to don't do to help me to be a better officer. But the media is gonna be there regardless whether you're gonna get in it or not. So I hope I answered that question for you.
yeah, I think that's good advice just for anybody, even n- no matter what career or what part of life you're in. Just find you a good mentor that you'd want to be like.
Mm.
Peyton, you got anything else for him?
Uh, what are so the other question that he didn't ask yet? What are some goals that you have? Uh,
Man, oh my God. Oh, like man, great, another great question. Peyton just hit me. Y'all hit me with these great questions. I like it. Man, like I'm currently in school. Like I stated, I left school. I didn't state this. I left school when I was in Arkansas to pursue a career and going to the NFL and doing and trying to go CFL, the Canadian League, and I withdraw from school. And I was like close to graduating, and my academic advisor at that time begged me. She begged me at that time. She was like, "Hey, don't do it. You so close to graduation." And so, that cliche saying, "Never put all your eggs in one basket." I was that kid. I was that kid that I put all my eggs in one basket. And I was like, if this is a life dream of mine, childhood dream of mine, I don't want to be distracted by me having to complete assignments and stuff like that. I want to go all in. And that's what I did. I went all in because I knew that I would be playing in NFL. And unfortunately, hey, I'm here today, and I learned quickly, don't ever put all your eggs in one basket. But I'm, like I stated too, I'm in school right now, so I'll be graduating in December. I'll be graduating in December of 2023. That's a life dream of mine because I'll be the first person out of my mom children to graduate from college. So
Wow.
that's a blessing right there for me. And another goal is I want to, get this fitness stuff going the way I want it to go. I want to have a podcast too as well, to where that I can bring people on, and I will, and I'm gonna speak this into existence. Once I get everything started up, I will bring you two guys on too as well. I just want to just bless people and be a blessing to people.
Yes, sir.
I will if y'all will have me again, to get on this podcast again. Hey, I'll be more than happy, glad to do it. Y'all are family, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Y'all are family. So if if it's anything that y'all need and I got it, hey, I'm at your expense. But those are a couple goals of mine. Is getting this fitness stuff going the way I wanted to go. Getting this podcast going too, and just the way I can just, man, spread this knowledge and spread love and get it going.
Let's do it.
Heck yeah.
Well, all right, guys. We appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us. It's been a, it's actually been pretty quick since Jarvis got on. I've really enjoyed the conversation, Jarvis. Thank you for coming. Uh, and just before you, when you leave your browser open until it's fully uploaded. It'll tell you. It should be
Okay.
pretty quick. But
Yeah, it should take just a few seconds to
where
know.
where can the people follow you and just connect with you?
The people can follow me on my social media platform, on Facebook. You can type in my name, Jarvis Smith. You will see my profile picture on there. It would say, it may still have Arkadelphia, Arkansas. No, I don't live in Arkansas, but I never just really changed it. So you can follow me on that platform right there, on Facebook platform. That's where I mainly post um, my fitness stuff on and stuff like that.
Do you
So
ever speaking of that, real quick, you should definitely look into YouTube Shorts. I feel like your videos would be good on YouTube Shorts.
okay, okay. I, I've 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 heard of it, and it just me just putting in the time in just to
Yeah,
sit down and put stuff like that, because I have tons of videos on my phone
yeah,
just sitting there. Oh, I want to ask you guys this question too. So, do you guys have people like, you know, like people say like on your Instagram, and if you post like certain content that's out there, and do you guys have like people hitting you up, say, "Hey, we want to sponsor you," yada 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 yada?
yeah. There's always like, there's like, I feel like there's like two or three companies that are always like, just like saying that to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
kind of like holding out for something that would actually be something good, you know?
Yeah, and see, I've been running into that recently, and I'm like, man, this might be a scam. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, and I go and I click on the profile, and it's some young teenage
yeah.
girl, and I'm like, man,
This can't
stop
be
trying,
right.
yeah, stop trying to hack my profile, man.
And one thing too is like, I don't want to rep anything that I'm not actually using and like
Right,
that
Yeah.
I
right,
don't already like love.
yeah,
Uh, But I do actually have a
So a Fit Aid if y'all
I-
want to sponsor us.
yeah, Fit Aid. But I have a thing with Grateful Apparel,
Yeah,
which anybody could. I'm pretty sure anybody could do it. So you just have to set it up. But I have like a link and stuff. If anybody wanted any cool T-shirts, they
man,
can use my link.
that's
It's gonna
what's
be in
up.
the description.
That's
So
what's up. Hey, you need to drop that so I can get something off of there.
all right, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all check that out and follow me uh, on everything at Deal the Young, Peyton.cook, I guess.
Peyton.cook.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Put Work In Podcast. We're dropping videos every week. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. And we appreciate y'all
Yep.
for
Check
staying
out
tuned.
Jarvis.
Check
Yeah.
Jarvis out.
Check me out. Hey, before we go, man, my blessing, my prayer is that God continue to bless you guys, man. My prayers,
Amen.
man, we all definitely blow up, man, and
That's
and,
right.
and do some good things and keep paying this thing forward, man. I appreciate y'all for
Yes,
having me.
sir.
I enjoyed this time.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's a wrap, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.